All right, I'm gonna be honest. I love my wife. And I've been enjoying this quarantine time with her. But I have learned a few things. And I'm gonna share them with her in this video. And she has no idea what I'm gonna say first.
Look, being with John during this quarantine, I have really seen a lot revealed. And I'm shocked myself.
John and April here, trying to give you some fun during your quarantine. I hope you're enjoying it, and we've been enjoying ourselves. But there are some things that we have learned about each other during this time of extreme closeness.
Yes.
And we kind of wanted to share that. And of course, John and April style, we are not sharing it with each other beforehand.
So I have not heard his list.
And she has not heard mine. She's about to hear it now. So this is kind of a top 10. We each have 5 things that we have learned about each other during these few days, and we wanted to share them now. Who's going first?
Okay, I'll go first. 10. You have so much energy, even in quarantine, that it makes me tired, even when I'm just chilling.
Whatever, man.
No, seriously, like,
Really?
How do you have that much energy during quarantine?
I mean, why would my energy level change? Just because we're locked up. In fact, my energy
Because-
level is probably worse now because I'm not able to get it out anywhere.
My point exactly.
Well, 9. How loud you talk on the phone to your sister. Wow. Lord have
Okay.
mercy.
Well, she needs to hear me.
Well, I mean, is she deaf? Is she hard of hearing? I mean, is she in the other room and her phone's like in the kitchen?
Okay. 8. You're a lot more of a control freak than I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
More than you thought? I mean, you should have known this all this time.
No, you're a lot more than I thought. Little concerning.
Well, that might actually go into my number 7 then.
Okay.
It's really hard to get you to fold clothes.
What? I just folded like 3 loads yesterday. What are you talking about?
Well, that's probably the first 3 loads in, I don't know.
Wow. Well, maybe because it's usually your clothes that are having to be washed and folded,
Why is that a problem?
multiple times. I mean, I don't have as many things to wash and fold.
We've been washing clothes like crazy since this quarantine started. Every time I leave the house for any reason, I come back inside, put all my clothes into a plastic bag, and then wash everything, including my sneakers.
Yeah, so why do I have to fold everything?
You don't have to, but I'm just saying it'd be nice
I have
if, you know.
folded many things since we've been in this quarantine.
Well, maybe that's a control freak thing.
Exactly. Proving. Okay, number 6. You ready for this one?
I think so.
You talk a lot.
Wow. I don't know how you didn't know that before now.
I mean, it's like you know stuff about your spouse, but when you have to be with them every single moment of the day,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm a preacher for a living. I talk for a living.
I'm just saying, you talk a lot.
Wow.
And don't necessarily let anyone else talk.
Okay.
I guess I should add that.
Yeah, you probably should. So I'll be working on that during the rest of the quarantine. I got like 3 more months to work on it. Okay. This one has to do with loud again. You need the TV to be so loud to hear it. I'm trying to figure out, is it your parents here at the house or is it you? I can't figure it out. I mean, I'm upstairs trying to have a Zoom meeting and the TV is so loud. I go downstairs and think it's the kids. It's April.
I want to hear.
Yeah, but
I can't hear, babe.
put the subtitles on.
No.
We're in quarantine.
Reading. Sometimes I want to hear while I'm cooking.
We're in quarantine all together.
And?
So we have to share the same space. You can't be that loud with the TV.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Okay, good.
Maybe.
3 more months.
I'll put on my headphones. Number 4.
Number 4.
You do things that you don't like me doing way more than I thought.
I'm about to say, you've told me that since the beginning of our relationship, so that
No,
can't be.
but it is extreme when you are in quarantine. Hello.
Number 3. How quickly your mood changes the moment you get a text message about work.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. I know this is true.
I mean, I knew this was true beforehand, but I didn't know it was this bad. But here's the good thing about it.
This is different circumstances.
Still part of number 3. How quickly I can get your mood to change back just by saying the right thing.
Exactly.
Whatever, man.
Number 2, you really take good care of me.
Oh, you picked a good one for last. That was nice.
Yeah, that's my number one for
Right,
me.
right.
I just feel like, you really take care of me. Like when I'm in need of something, you're ready to go figure out how I can, get that thing that I need, whatever it is.
I'm glad. Hope that covers up all the talking. It's weird because we both did the same thing. I had to go in for last too. My number one is how much time I'm realizing that I love spending with you.
Oh, so sweet.
Even though the TV is really loud. Oh man.
No, but seriously, this time has really made me look at things a little bit deeper,
Right.
or just seeing them like, because it's happening every single day.
Yeah.
And, even though we're not like in each other's proximity every day, we're not like right there. But still, it's not going to be that long before you see each other again. Even if you have an hour meeting, it's not like you have an hour drive home.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Like
as soon as you're
usual.
done,
Right.
you come out,
Right.
which is fine. But I think that it helps to see, this is who my spouse is, and I need to accept them
So
because
This is the thing I was wondering
this
though.
is who they are.
Right, but I've been wondering about this though, and I've been wondering, is this the real us, or
Is this the quarantine us?
right? You know what I'm saying? Is there a quarantine you? And what I mean is
Okay.
that it's not just that we're together all the time, but the reason why we're together. We're seeing news every single day that is saying that this pandemic is getting worse and worse every single day. The numbers are getting higher. The amount of people that are dying and they're getting sick are getting worse. The amount of countries that have been affected. This is a world epidemic type pandemic, whatever you want to call it. So for me, I'm wondering, is this the us that we really are? Or is this like the stressed out us and the constantly worried us? Or the us that's feeling confined because we're in a space that's small instead of being able to go out like we normally do? So I just wonder, is this really us? And it could be. It could be that the real you is the one that's the way
Well,
when things aren't great. I don't know.
Well, no, because I would not be, if I didn't have this whole online teaching thing, and, we haven't even started yet. We start Monday.
Right.
I don't think that I would be this stressed when I'm not this stressed when I get an email from school in a regular week. I don't get like that.
Okay,
I don't
you're right.
My mood does not change like this during a regular school year when I get an email from school.
Overall, that's true, that you don't get this worked up about school stuff normally. But there are certain school things that are happening
Well, of
like...
course.
Yeah, so I've seen this before.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is there's really nothing on my list that I never knew before. Everything is something that I knew in some level, I think. But now I'm
Yes.
realizing, wow, this is way worse than I thought.
But
I think that's the
I do
difference.
think that the quarantine has caused you to be more control freak.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe I have less that I'm in control of, and now I want to control my stuff.
Exactly,
That may be
and
true.
you like to take breaks and go to the toy store. I'm talking about Apple.
Oh, that's true. There's a toy store.
Or Best Buy.
Right.
Or REI now.
Right, that's true.
So, and not necessarily to buy things, he's
Right.
he's
Just
a
to-
window shopper.
yeah, walk
So,
around.
I think you can't do that.
Right.
So, you get a little controlling.
Maybe you're right.
Trying to tell me what to do.
So what I'm saying though is, what I'm saying that's definitely me. That's
Well,
always.
I know that's you, but it's heightened. That's what I'm saying. The quarantine, I think, has...
So here's the question. The question is the quarantine revealing that I'm always actually like that, but we don't spend as much time together, so you haven't seen it? Or is the quarantine bringing something out of me that's not normally there? That's what I mean when I say, is this the
yeah.
quarantine me or is this the real me?
I think it's you, but I think that when a situation like circumstances changes and it's like what it is now, that part of you goes to 100.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Just like with me in school, or me listening to CNN all day.
That's all we do, man. It's always
50.
CNN. And it's fine. I'm cool with CNN.
No, but I feel.
Can we put the
like,
TV on like 18?
But I feel guilty.
Can we put the volume on 17?
I feel
Is that
guilty
possible?
turning on CNN because of the way that I'm judged for turning it on. That's that controlling again.
Oh my goodness.
Why can't I put it on CNN as many times as I want and I'm not judged?
I have no problem with that.
No,
if you get some
that's a lie.
If you get some headphones.
No, because even if I watch it while I'm painting by myself in the room, no. You came in saying, you listening to CNN?
That's not what I did.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Yes,
in fact, the only question I asked was, why do you have it on that small phone screen? Do you want my iPad? And you're like, no, I don't really need that because I'm just listening anyway. I've never said anything disparaging while you were in there painting.
I could feel it.
Because
I could feel it.
No, it's because you were in the other room and I couldn't hear it in mine. That was no problem. I have no issue with that.
Okay, we'll work on that then.
So here's what I'm saying. You may be going through the same type situation in your own home. And maybe, this is week 2. It's been 2 weeks now. Only 2 weeks.
Only week 2.
Okay, if you live in Maryland, if you're in somewhere else, if you're in California or New York, your situation is way worse than ours is. We're right behind you. But, other parts of the country right now are further and deeper into their quarantine and maybe are experiencing even worse than what we're experiencing right now. It doesn't mean you don't love each other. It doesn't even mean you don't like each other.
Right.
Even though you probably aren't as likable during this time.
I think that's something to think about because it doesn't mean you don't like each other or love each other or to doubt your relationship.
Correct.
Because this is different.
Right.
I mean, I'm not sure that when the Lord created marriage, he meant that you need to be together 24/7. I'm not sure that was a part of the plan.
Actually, but seriously, I've been reading a lot about this since we did our last episode.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of articles that have really made me think that alone time is a real important part of your relationship.
Yeah.
Something that I don't think any of us really appreciated to this level
until now.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true. Well, I've always appreciated long time, but not to this level. You're right.
And I think I've needed it more and more the longer we've been married. I shouldn't say that. Maybe I haven't needed it more. I've been more aware of my need for it the longer we've been married. And
that was actually on my list.
Was it?
One of my things. I took it off, but one of it was even though you're an extrovert, I didn't realize how much alone time you needed. And then I put in parentheses, maybe that reveals something about me.
But honestly, I am an extrovert, but I have noticed as I've gotten older, I do need more time to myself than I ever did before. When I was in high school and stuff like that, I was always with people and I always liked being around people. I don't ever remember being alone, except maybe it was time to go to bed. But
wanting
even then,
to be alone.
Yeah, I don't remember wanting to be alone.
Right.
Now I definitely need it a little bit differently. But my point is, I just feel like couples need to be encouraged during this time that there's nothing wrong with you. You're okay. It doesn't mean anything about the strength of your relationship or the strength of your love for each other. It doesn't even necessarily mean you don't like each other. But during this time, you're probably going to be a little less likable just because of the circumstances.
Right. So
it is what it is.
This is the challenge. I think you guys should sit down and do your top 10.
You should.
The wife does 5, the husband does 5, and don't take it after they say it in a negative. Laugh at it.
Yeah, just laugh.
Enjoy it, laugh at it.
Because you got a zinger on your list too,
exactly.
So you get them back.
So,
you know what I'm saying? And be completely honest with that joint. Don't hold anything back.
Laugh at it.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it in fun, and then I think that'll relax the whole idea that it's happening.
Yes, and once you get it out there, see what I did just now. I mean, that was natural. The moment I found out that April felt like I was more controlling than she thought I was, now I'm like, man, I gotta really be thinking about that during this quarantine. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do better with it, and we'll see what happens. We'll check in with y'all next week and let you know if anything's changed.
Yes, and I will turn down the TV, and I will not show my stress level after I read the email.
I don't know if you can help it. That joint is like visceral. I'm not even sure you have control over that one. I get it. I think that's gonna get better though. Once you guys actually start.
Seriously, once we start, and I have my own thing going on.
I think there's a lot of anticipation that you're feeling, and you've been reading a lot of memes and stuff because there are other people in parts of the country who are already going through their online teaching.
And I have friends who I'm talking to and all that stuff, but it'll get better. You're right, it will.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So everything's gonna get better.
It will. Yeah.
Or not.
That's right. We'll see. But y'all, listen, bottom line is we're gonna be in this quarantine for a while. So you got to figure out how to make this thing work.
Work through it.
This is a new normal for your relationship. It's not going to go back to the way it was next week. It ain't happening.
True.
And more than likely, you're going to be locked down more in your state than you were before this. So you got to be ready to hunker down, and you may have to be like quarantined in a particular room in your house. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
We should have a family quarantine where everybody's quarantined in their own room. That'd be great. I think.
Well, where I'm gonna go?
I'm going to
where
the
you
man.
gonna go?
I'm going to the man cave.
Oh, okay.
Where you going? The room you're painting right now?
Oh, true. I could go in. No, I think I'm gonna stay in here in my bed, honey.
She's painting the podcast studio, which is why we haven't released a podcast episode in like a month.
It'll be ready soon.
Because she's still painting the podcast studio.
I've been going slowly so that I don't
Real slowly.
It'll be ready soon.
That didn't make my list, so that was no big deal.
Okay. By the way, we're working on our merch. So here's
We
just
are.
a little sneak peek of what we're trying to bring to you.
See y'all next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching Just John and April.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell to be notified about our next episode.
See you next time.
Bye.